Hello guys, I figured I'd do a little video introduction of this little heli you see here. It's the new Mikado Logo 200. Pretty excited about this thing. Being I have a smaller yard now, I can't fly my 700s or 500s, etc. in the yard anymore. So this thing right here, I can actually fly in the yard, and I can actually, do some 3D and some smack. So real cool little heli if you don't have a big yard. Of course, if you got a big yard, it makes sense to probably have a big heli. But what's also cool about this thing is you can just throw it in your car and get a couple flights in the morning, before you go to work or at lunchtime, at work, etc. It's really nice and handy. Just toss it in the car. It does come with a battery. It comes with one single battery, a 3S 650 mAh. It took 59 minutes and 56 seconds to charge the one battery at 1C, 0.7 amps. So if you get this thing, I would recommend you get at least 5 batteries. That way, if you're going to do some flying, you can do a decent amount of flying before having to wait on your batteries to charge. When you get it, you're going to want to update your V control. I haven't updated mine in a very long time. You need to update it because there's some new settings for this heli that don't come on your V control. It comes with the new Mikado Neo. I believe it's a mini Neo they're calling it, or a V2 Neo. I'm not sure exactly what it is, what they're calling it yet. Sorry about that. But it has a new setting in it called lightness. And basically what that does is it helps feed pitch in. It can like feel the heli kind of falling, I assume. So when the heli's falling, instead of having to move your stick really fast and give it a whole bunch of pitch really quickly, it kind of feeds it in faster than you would with your fingers. So it's kind of like pitch pump, I would say. But it makes the heli feel not so small. So when you go and you do a flip, instead of having to, when you go do a flip, you have to go full positive. You only have to give a little bit. And it really makes a difference in how the heli feels. I mean, it's a big, big difference. It also, for a small heli, I have to say, this thing is really locked in a hover. It doesn't feel twitchy at all when you're in a hover, or smacking it around, whatnot. It does not feel twitchy. And for as small as it is, a lot of times with small helis, when you start gaining some speed, like you're kind of sliding in from a loop, it really gains a lot of speed and gets erratic in the way it feels. And this one doesn't do that nowhere near as badly. So it is very stable for a small heli, which it makes a big, big difference. It's nice. I think it is the stock settings are geared more to the beginner, which is fine. If you have all you got to do is go in your Neo and adjust them if you want. I actually have the main rotor and tail rotor. It's called the Overdrive app on my V control, and what that allows me to do is go past. It allows me to raise my rates past 120. So in idle 3 now, I have this thing set at 140, and I'm actually thinking I'm going to go to 150. And it sounds very high, but when you're smacking a small heli like this, you need that nimbleness so you can really do some nice tight 3D. But if you got a big yard and you're not doing flips and you're just cruising around, the stock settings I think are perfect. Even idle 3 is going to be aggressive for some people. So see how it feels first and go ahead and adjust it if you want. But if you want to get this thing really nice and tight on some 3D, I would suggest you go download the main rotor, the Overdrive app to your V control so you can crank this bad boy up. I was really excited when I got this thing in the mail yesterday. I really want to thank Brian of Mikado. I really appreciate you getting this thing to me quickly and everything else. You guys are great. Appreciate all the help over the years. You guys are an asset to the hobby, and I really appreciate it. So with that being said, I want to say support the guys that support you, and Mikado has been in the heli community, and they sponsor all the events and whatnot, so you should do the same. You should support them. So return the favor and get yourself a Logo 200 or a V Control, whatever. But I'm not telling you to get this heli just because I do that. This thing does really fly nice. It's surprising how good it flies for how small it is. I really don't care for small helis much. I prefer my 700s, but this thing is perfect for the yard, and it's really awesome. So I guess I'll show it to you real quick. You can see it's got a real nice carbon frame. It's got carbon skids, and they're tough. The heli bounces on the ground, no problem. They're not breaking or anything. It's got a little electric motor on the tail, and a nice little motor for the main rotor. Canopy comes off. There's only 2 pins holding it on. It's got a battery tray with a battery lock. So all you have to do is pull this tab out and slide your battery out. It's pretty cool. It's got a battery tray. So get yourself a few extra battery trays and a few extra lipos, and you can have fun all day. 650 mile 3S. So here it is. The Neo is the new V-Bar Neo Mini, and like I said, it comes with the lightness setting, which helps tremendously with a small heli like this. I mean, it's really cool how well it flies. Yeah, I'll show you the frame some more. Really nice carbon frame. It's a bad little heli. So anyways, I look forward to flying this thing. I think it's really going to help me progress and get better, especially flying it in the backyard, because I'll be flying it in a box. I don't have much space, so you have to be real quick on the controls to keep it in that small space. And with the high agility settings like I have on it, it's really going to help me tune in my skills and get my fingers more precise. So that's cool, But I've already crashed this thing once. I'm sorry, Brian, I crashed it once already. When I'm flying this thing, I have a spot in my backyard that's got some concrete. It looks like it's rocks, but it's actually concrete that's been stamped. And that wide open space with the sun hitting on it actually creates heat, and it creates a thermal there. And I also have the house on the one side and another, and then I got the garage and then a house on the other side. So it creates this it feels like a vacuum. As soon as I get above that, the heli has a lot of lift and goes, the collective is a lot more responsive. But when I'm inside that box, there's like a vacuum, and it actually sucks it down to the ground, it feels like. So anyways, I was flying, and I was doing, I got into that vacuum, and I was getting really comfortable with the heli and aggressive with it. And this little heli does not care for the breeze so much, so I actually got a pretty decent gust of wind, and plus the vacuum, and I was doing a bunch of flips and whatnot at that time, and I just lost it. I tried to pull out of it, but it wasn't happening, and I didn't want to hit the house, so I just bailed it down into the ground and hit throttle hold and hit the neighbor's little tree, cut a little branch off the tree, and it broke a little servo arm. So it had a decent little spill, and the only thing it broke was the servo arm, which is great. I tested the servos, they did not strip. I used to have a Blade 180 CFX, which is the exact same size as this basically. And if I would have crashed it like I did just out there, it would have a bent main rotor, bent feathering shaft. The torque tube gears would have been broken landing gear. All the servo gears would have been stripped, and the servo arms would have broke. I mean, it would have broke a lot of stuff in a spill like that. So I think that says a lot about how tough this little heli is, which makes it good for a beginner, because if you're still crashing and whatnot, you're not going to have to worry about fixing everything all the time. You know, you're just going to have to get a little part here and there, like a servo arm, and that's awesome. When you're starting off flying and you get a little heli, you don't want to get a big one just yet, and you get a little heli and you crash it and everything breaks on you, that's a little bit discouraging. So it's cool that this thing's so tough. And that's one reason why I would recommend this heli over others, is because of how tough it is. Plus the fact that as you progress, you're going to want to go to bigger helis. And being you already have a Neo, you could actually take that Neo off of this thing and put it on a big heli and fly. You will also learn how to use the V control and be able to go up to bigger helis without a problem. You won't have to upgrade your radio like I did when I was younger. I started off with the Spectrum DX7, which is a great radio, but as I got better, I realized I wanted more. And as of now, I believe the Mikado V control is really the best on the market. So that's cool that you can just keep on moving right on up the ladder without having to change out all your gear. And really makes this thing appealing. So anyways, just want to say thank you. I hope you like the new heli. It's really cool. I'm going to be flying it a lot. Probably going to order about, I don't know, I'm probably going to order 5 more batteries, so I'll have 6. Or maybe I'll order 6 and the new Maniacs, whatever you call them, Maniacs. I'll probably order the new Maniacs batteries from Mikado. I've already tested some of the Maniacs batteries, and they're very, very good. They got low IR, and they charge quickly, and they balance very fast because the cells are matched so well from the very beginning. So I'll definitely be getting some new Maniacs batteries for this, probably 6 of them. So I can charge up 6 at a time and just go out there and rip, and won't have to wait on charging and whatnot. So anyways, I hope you like this thing. I hope you like the little flight video with the little spill that I had. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.
Motor idle. Motor on.
Getting a bit breezy.
It's breezy. Oh.
Back 2. Back 3.
Ooh, that was close. Oh. Oopsie.
Oh, it's tough. Tough little heli.